Welcome back to Brick Gaming YGO. Today I'm talking about going second Orcust and going second decks in general. First off, I want to note, for any going second decks, you never want to get rid of the core engine. You only want to play more cards that allow you to go second and allow you to win going second. So before I get into this video as well, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribing would mean a lot to me. I'm trying to do, during a 14-day time period, 2 weeks, I'm trying to do a video a day and get a subscriber a day. So by the time this thing is over, if I get a subscriber a day, I will be at 100 subscribers by the end of the 14 days. And that will be a huge milestone, and I plan on doing a lot of cool stuff for that. So please subscribe, please like and comment. Also, I do stream over at Twitch, so come check me out on Twitch at BrickGamingYGO1. I will include all the information down below in the description. That way you can go find it, and you'll be able to tune into my streams. So that'll mean a lot for me to have you guys tune in, and I'll get right into this deck profile. Okay, first off, starting off, you of course play the triple Orcust Nightmare, double Symbol Skeleton, and one World 1. The only thing I would change would be to boost World 1 up to 2 copies, but outside of that, I feel like this is very solid, and this is the max you want to play since Harport is no longer with us. He has been put on the ban list, so very unfortunate, but he's been on there for a while, and this deck is still doing stuff, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Then I play one Dark Grepher, one Armageddon Knight, triple Scrapper Cyclers, and and of course I want to mention real fast, I do have a couple proxies in this deck, due to me still playing around with numbers of cards, or just not having a card in general. So the reason you see one proxy for this guy is because I still don't have the third copy. So please ignore that. Pretend that there is a third copy there, or for any proxies, pretend that that's the card you're actually seeing. And I will of course say which card it is. But yep, three Scrapper Cyclers and one Scrap Golem. Since you want to play the Scrap Engine, it really helps out with consistency and being able to increase the ceiling and power of this deck. One proxied Gizmek. Gizmek is really good, and you kind of need to play it in this deck because it gives you so many more options, and you can do it on your opponent's turn, which gives you a body on field. Then 3 Cyber Dragons. I feel like right now, even though the new Master Rules come out, I feel like Mega Fleet is still very good against most matchups, and almost every player is still playing Lynx in their deck, or if they're not playing Lynx, some players still special summon stuff to the extra monster zone, which makes Mega Fleet live. And since it's not an activate effect, once your opponent has a negate to your summon, you can just get rid of their guy, and it's super easy. And it gives you another body on field. Then also I play one Pankratops, and as I mentioned before, for this deck, I did not take out any engine cards at all. As you'll see, I'm still playing the full engine. The only difference is I took out a lot of cards that are unnecessary or optional in this deck for more optimally going second cards. So it's just Pankratops. I think for any going second deck, you need to play Pankratops right now. Next, for any going second deck, you want to play a lot of hand traps, because the more hand traps you have, the more easier it is for you to go second and break your opponent's board. So first off, 2 Effect Veilers, which I'll probably trade out for triple Imperm if I end up playing this deck at a local level or at any larger scale events. But right now it's double Effect Veiler. Then the triple Proxied Ash. Since Ash is in another deck, I am playing around with it being proxied. That way I don't have to take apart my decks in case this deck doesn't work out, because I'm always like trying out new deck ideas, so it's kind of more about testing. So triple Ash, double Veiler for right now. Then I play triple Gamma and a Driver, which I'm testing out right now as well. It seems to be pretty good so far, at least in testing, and it seems like it's a good card overall, and prevents your opponent's monster plays. And then finally, I count this card as a hand trap. Some people might not, but Red Reboot. I think Red Reboot stops your opponent enough, especially if they're a back row deck, that you can just win and take apart their board during that same turn, and hit whatever card they set, since the card they set is usually pretty broken, and it allows you just to have a higher ceiling during your own turn. Next, I play triple Allure. Allure of Darkness is really good, just boosts consistency, really good in this deck. Then one Reinforcement to the Army, and one Foolish Burial. All this stuff increases consistency and allows you to play more with your own deck. Next, for kind of a little bit more going second stuff, double Twin Twisters and one Mind Control. Mind Control takes a monster your opponent controls, over to your side, so it makes it a lot easier to make Galatea in case you brick or only see like one Orcust monster and nothing else that's summonable. And then of course Twin Twisters, because just like most combo decks, just like most decks that aren't tier 1 anymore, Twin Twisters really helps out against back row matchups and against anything that might hurt you with this deck. Then of course I play one Orchestrated Babel, one Crescendo, and then of course the triple return. This way, you're always maxing out on orchestrated cards to the best of your ability, and on top of that, with Orcust return, it boosts a lot of consistency, gives you 3 more, like, pretty much, how do you put it, 3 more alerts in your deck, and it just allows you to do more stuff, and allows you to get deeper into your deck, which makes this deck way better. Now, getting onto the extra deck, I of course play triple Galatea, because I'm not playing the Jet Synchron build where you have to, reduce your extra deck space. And also, I want to know, extra deck is probably the biggest thing I'm working on right now, because I always have a little bit of a hard time figuring out which cards exactly I want to play in the extra deck. But definitely 3 Galatea, 2 Dingirsu, and 1 Longirsu, since you have so much room in the extra deck now, at least in my own personal view. So this is the ratios I'm playing. This is 6 cards in your extra deck, basically rounding out your Orcust engine. Then I've been kind of playing around with this card. I don't know how most people feel about it, but it's Wee Witch's Apprentice. I think it's good just to have bigger guys, and I see a lot of decks running around that just have huge monsters. So I kind of feel like just having a little bit of attack boost can definitely help out this deck quite a bit. Then, of course, 1 Scrap Wyvern. I might bump it up to 2 because I see some people playing 2, and I think maybe that might be okay. So I'm right now only playing 1, but this card just allows you to do insane combos and allows you to get a bunch of extra resources in your deck and on your field. Then I play 1 Barricade Board Blocker. It deals with Brick Hand. It gets your Orcust engraved, and as long as you can make 2 bodies, which shouldn't be too hard. Even if they're not Orcust bodies, this guy gets stuff out of your hand. Then you can also protect your Babel, which can be really good in certain matchups. Now getting onto the proxies, the stuff I'm still playing around with. Of course, first off, it's Mega Fleet. Mega Fleet is a proxy right now. I'm going to definitely play Mega Fleet if I end up putting this deck together. I will definitely order Mega Fleet and be playing this guy just because I feel like in the going second build, it's just so amazing. Next is, of course, a proxy Boral Sword, since I might Boral Sword in another deck. I was also considering Access Code, so right now it's between Boral Sword and Access Code. Then since these guys are also in other decks, these cards are in other decks, unfortunately, which is Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, and of course IP Masquerena, because all the cards are really good and all of them are board breaking cards. And that pretty much rounds up the deck, but I want to give a brief introduction to going second decks. So, if you're going to play going second deck, you really need a lot of cards that out your opponent's field or allow your opponent not to play. Because if you're going second, you're either A, an OTK deck, or B, you're a deck that can go second, and the better going second, but you're not going to OTK, you're just going to break their board, and usually that causes your opponent to scoop. So I can think of right now, for decks that are going second, and that can still win going second, is like Numeron, which is both an OTK deck and a deck that can take apart your opponent's board in some respects or prevent your opponent from playing. And that deck can easily go second and easily just do a bunch of cool stuff. Then there's also, of course, people who play like Kaiju builds or decks that kind of revolve around tribute summoning, like summoning down Kaiju, all that type of stuff. Of course, the going second Orcust is still a deck, and all these decks have some things in common: either a really small engine for what is core to the deck, like the core principle of the deck, or they have really, really big engines and they play going second cards instead of playing sometimes consistency cards or sometimes playing going first cards that stun the opponent. They switch over to going second cards like hand traps and removal cards, and that allows you to sometimes have a better matchup against certain decks. And going second is also very interesting to play because sometimes if you go second, it can just be an auto win if your opponent doesn't know what you're playing, or in other times, it can give you definitely a necessary boost to your deck with that extra card and help you increase consistency in your deck, depending on how much your deck can do going first versus second and how much your deck can do playing through the boards of the current meta. So if you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want me to go more into detail on going second decks, let me know in the comments down below. please go check out my Twitch. And once again, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It will mean a lot to this channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video.